A lot is going on in September. Even though it's your fellow Earth sign Virgo season, the air signs come into play with the polarity to manifest some interesting events. The month starts with Mars and Neptune in opposition in your 5th and 11th house. Here these two planets, who are usually at odds, have to face their problems and come to reason. Down here on Earth, we're the same. Neptune in your 11th house idealizes your social circle. You may have lofty expectations and want everybody to get out and keep up with your own pace, but that may not be the reality. You have to watch out for being overeager to please and have fun, as that could be a little draining for the people in your circle of friends. The good side of this transit is that you get to have a lot of fun by yourself. If you learn to synthesize both these planets' energies and channel them constructively, you will end up finding inspiring new chances for you to find joy in life by yourself. This whole process will also cultivate a bigger appreciation for your community and your friends, as distance allows for a better look at the ways things truly are. It's time to process past interactions and ponder how they can be better as you evolve your interpersonal skills. Lilith and the North Node will also be conjunct in Gemini. This transit is happening in your 2nd house of material possessions and finances. The two astrological entities are points in the Moon's orbit and are closely related to our emotions and ego. This could symbolize that you need to analyze your relationship with the material world very closely. It's vital that you take a critical look at any obsessions and fears, as these need to be let go of for you to advance into the next stages of your life. Not being ashamed of our faults is the most essential part of our journey toward self-mastery, and owning who we are unconditionally opens doors to many new opportunities. Though it's not simple, it is a thing that we all must do, in which case, shame is a result of failing to realize the naturality of the process. Exercise how to let go, because it is only then that you can make space for new things to come. Watch out for any fear of loss, because this could be the source of some of your attachments. The idea of anything truly belonging to us in the first place is just an illusion. Lilith is also part of another significant transit this month, as it is part of a grand trine between Saturn and Mercury in all air signs. Air is all about thinking in the mind. This trine symbolizes open avenues for ideas to flow. Saturn and Mercury's presence cultivates good judgment to allow for the more in-depth exploration of the houses they are currently transiting. This trine happens in your 2nd, 6th and 10th house, emphasizing money and how you earn it. Without sugarcoating it, there seems to be a need to exercise discipline. The issue, as mentioned earlier regarding materialism, may be impacting your satisfaction with your career. There is a chance of unnecessary overexertion as a means of affording meaningless stuff that only brings momentary happiness. It's time to reassess your priorities and figure out if you may be the one causing some of your financial stresses. At the same time, if you are already keeping track of your money, are you obsessing over numbers? There is a tendency of hoarding at the moment, and while some forms of it can look constructive at first glance, as time goes on, it could become unsustainable. Adopt some minimalist philosophies. It will go a long way. The new moon in Virgo softens things up a bit, as the heavy earth energy grounds all the introspection from these air transits. Since it happens in your 5th house, this cycle will be pleasant and stimulating. You may be inclined to deal with sensitive matters that will require a bit of luck to get around. The good news is that this divine helping hand is going to be readily available as long as you ask for help. Faith is a notable component of success in this cycle coming up, and you will find that if you just go for it and jump, things will magically line up for you. This luck is mainly attributed to short-term goals, but if you have been tackling projects for a while, they'll benefit from this extra help from the Virgo new moon as well. Remember that the best display of faith is going into the race, assuming you already won. You may think that this is just a silly thing people say to make them feel better about themselves, but even the lessons learned along the way are victories. Perspective matters. This new moon will also be trine with Uranus transiting through your 1st house, highlighting a need to reinvent your own brand. Don't be afraid to be adventurous with a new look. Self-experimentation can be a fun way to get to know yourself better. The month comes to a close with a full moon in Pisces happening in your 11th house. This transit will likely mark a change in pace as you begin to reconnect with your community. Neptune also holds a little bit of an influence in this full moon, so expect outings that have a hint of philosophy and more intellectuality. There is a high chance of embarking on a spiritual journey with your peers. That may come in the exploration of mind-bending media like movies and series, but it could also be more physical, and you may end up having a little bit of a joint therapy session, formal or informal. Don't be afraid to get vulnerable, as others will likely be on the same page. September is quite the emotional month for a lot of us, so showing up and supporting your peers will be a noble necessity at this time. Thank you so much for watching. Please give us a thumb up if you liked the video. Subscribe our YouTube channel not to miss the next video horoscope. Visit our website GoToHoroscope.com where you can find actual horoscope for today. Download our apps from Google Play and App Store to have your daily horoscope always on hand.